Hi everybody and welcome to this bonus video. We did manage to get opening round playthrough ready for you. Apologies, it is a little bit later. I have returned to full-time work this week. Don't forget to hit thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Link to the full text guide if you do want to get those in the video description down below. Lots more tweaks and alternatives to come. Hole number one then, going to play the rough bump with the quarterback here, and we're going with between 2.5 and 3 bars of backspin, so around 2.7 if you want to be accurate, which does help, and 3 bars side spin to the left. Ball guide to the hole and just going slightly through. Once you've added your spin, you'll see a little bit of the red ring onto the fairway. The adjustment I go here is mid plus 10 power to settings. So even though we are using a Kingmaker, I'm using power to numbers. Here on this one, mid plus 10. So 2.7 backspin, 3 bars side spin to the left. And we do want to hit perfect, which we do. And this one bounces into the rough and rolls along very nicely. Just creeps in the right side for a nice hole in one. Hole number 2, we don't have send it wind in my opinion, unless you really want to go with a premium ball. So I'm just going to lay up here. I go with a little click of backspin and I'm playing with the rock level 8. If you do have a rock level 7, I would suggest going with a Titan, because when you adjust you might otherwise go into overpower, which is something we want to avoid. So just a little click of backspin here, red ring touching the rough, and the adjustment is mid plus 15. Mid plus 15. Then we're just going to take our shot. Obviously lower level clubs you will need a little bit of overpower, depending what club level you are using. Bounces very nicely, and pen and paper at the ready. We need to write down some yardage information. 308 yards. And from here, I'm going to play with 1 bar of side spin to the right. Then I'm going to set the target to have the ball guide going in towards the pin itself, ever so slightly beyond the pin, because we do have headwind. Obviously, thorn level 7 or lower will have a shorter ball guide. So 308 yards, I play this one, 61% slider, 15% elevation. So 61 slider, 15 elevation. As you can see, we are pretty much in direct headwind here, so even if you are slightly off with your numbers, still got a good chance of getting this one to drop. Pull over the bullseye, if you don't know about that. There is a new tutorial up on the channel homepage. Very important part of the game, especially if you are following content creators or following guides. We sneak that one in very nicely for an eagle. Hole 3, I try a rough bump here. Is it the best attempt? Probably not, and it might be worth going for a bounce over instead, but the drive is pretty much the same. So yellow ring just inside, just touching the rough on the right. We're going with 4.5 top spin, 2 left spin. I push the rings here to adjust, otherwise the trees are in the way. And then we are going to push up to max after we adjust as best we can, because we can't see much ball guide there. Then I go with a little bit of overpower here, trying to push this drive along with half a ball of curl to the right, just to see if we can actually get in rough bump range with a high level sniper. I'm a little bit short here. I had more crosswind angle. My practice token here had more tailwind, so I did have another 7 yards on the drive. But like I said, you'll be able to judge. If you want to have a go with a rough bump, you can, but you do need to stretch out and add your spin, get the ball guide a little bit short of the hole, because we do have tailwind. And then you will need to obviously push up the number of rings that you are stretching out. So the choice is yours. Obviously, if you don't fancy that, then play the bounce over instead. So the adjustment on the drive was max plus 10, and the adjustment I'm doing here on the second shot is max plus 20. So I'm doing my push-up now, but you know, as I said, it's not the most accurate of approaches. If we can push the drive harder, it might be worth going, but it all depends what wind angle you get on the drive, to be honest here. So you've got a choice of 2 anyway. I'll show you the rough bump. If you want the bounce over, obviously that's a less technical shot. We do have a decent look though, and the speed is good on hole number 3. Hole number 4 now, not a great wind really, there's no tailwind angle to go full blast. I did think about that, but in the end I go with the double bounce with the big topper, which is something we have done before. Max top spin, a little bit of side spin to the left. Second bounce just before the rough, and we adjust this one. Max distance, 10% elevation. So max plus 10 is the adjustment on this shot. Then, as always with the big topper, you do need to try and hit perfect because of the low accuracy of your club. Obviously, different levels of big topper, you will have more distance or less distance, so just look at that second bounce once you've added your spin. Okay, there's the second bounce, very high bounce, but it comes in nicely. And great right will still be fine, as I would think a great left, but the problem is it's going to alter your distance on the second shot. With a great right, you may be very, very close to minimum distance with the Guardian here, and I'm just going to go for a backspin shot, and I'm kind of working out my true club distance. I'm very close to min. In the end here, I play this one 20% elevation, just over minimum distance, but I do feel it's a little bit too much, so my suggestion would be to reduce a little bit of adjustment here. Max backspin, half a bar side spin to the right, and here we are going to get close. This is a very difficult par 4 to drop though, in my opinion, so just securing a birdie, very slim chance of an eagle for me, because we've got some good chances on the other holes, is absolutely fine. Hole number 5, obviously you do have the right side play if you want, and you've got 6 bars of topspin on your driver. I'm going to show you a safe route to the left here if you don't want to go with a Kingmaker or you don't have extra mile 8+. Going with the rock topspin and 3 bars side spin to the right. I'm going with 3.8 topspin, I believe. A little bit of curl to the right. We do hit a minor great, but this is still fine. And the adjustment I did here was max plus 20. Even though we're not at max distance of club. And we just want to approach the rough. We don't want to push it too close. Once more, if you do want to use a Kingmaker, you can do. I'm going cheap with a Katana, really, just to show you a safe method. But we're still going to be fine. Half a bar of backspin here, 3 bars side spin to the right. And the adjustment I do here is max plus 0. In the end, I don't push anything up. I was thinking about it, but because we do have quite strong tailwind here, in the end I decided to leave it where it is. Max curl to the right, and we do hit this one perfect, and this one will just catch the slope on the green very, very nicely indeed. We come in a little bit low, it's nicer to get to the corner, but we've secured an eagle. But obviously if you do want to do something similar to the qualifying round and play right side, then that is the best chance. Hole number 6 is awkward. You'll have 2 wind angles here, to be honest, and if you get more of a tailwind angle, there is a risk of missing several squares high. So I've had the glitch roll or that high roll once. I go with a bit of backspin here, and I adjust this one max plus 10. Click of backspin, 3 bars side spin to the right. But like I said, this is very, very wind angle dependent. This one maybe could have done without the backspin, to be honest, because the line was, the speed was good, but just that backspin just checked us up a little bit there. So that is a little bit of an awkward wind angle. We do have a very nice drop here with the quarterback, 4 topspin, 3 right spin. And look at the ball guide there. Don't be alarmed, the ball guide will show up as clipping the rough and rolling back out, but you're going to be absolutely fine. I like to push rings on this one, and that is because otherwise it becomes a little bit difficult to see what you're doing. Adjustment mid plus 5, and then we are going to take our shot. And this is of course the NASCAR hole. It's all about getting the right line, entering the green at the right part, and then getting a very, very nice roll to the pin. And it's one of those you're not really going to know until the very end if you've dropped it. But it does have a very, very good chance. And as you'll see, this one is falling in beautifully. And that is one that has been dropped amongst the team very, very frequently today. Hole number 8, nasty wind for pro. So direct headwind on this one, never going to be fun. Max top spin with the big topper. I do adjust into overpower with my max plus 10, so I am going to apply that to my shot. Great left is safer than a great right, but obviously we do want to try and hit perfect. Lower level big topper, you are going to need more overpower though, of course, here. And we just want to get that double bounce and roll towards the green. For me, I play the wedge shot end bringer school. Usual elevation, no spin, bull guide to the hole. Hole number 9 then, Apocalypse is very, very useful here if you do have it unlocked because of the curl. Couple of bars of top spin and max side spin to the left. Adjustment is max plus 20, and then I am going to push up to max after adjusting. Because I've got APOC 3, I do go with some overpower here, as well as full curl to the left. Obviously, if you do have APOC 5 plus, you are going to have a little bit more distance on your club. Max left curl, and we do hit minor great, but it's still going to be absolutely fine. And we just want to approach the top corner of the fairway. Second shot here, we're going to go with the sniper, and this is a weird shot because it looks, and you are really playing very downhill, to be honest, but we do play with a negative elevation. And we want to really try and find the nice little funnel. So it's going to be between 4.5 and 5 bars of backspin and a little bit of side spin to the right. It is going to vary depending on the position that you end up with your drive. I played this one mid minus 35, so medium distance minus 35. So it's not much adjustment at all. Does need a little bit of a tweak here. We come in with a nice speed, but just miss to the left hand side. Back 9 coming later on today. Good luck and see you soon. Bye for now.